What's up, guys and gals? Your host and most Griever, as always, bringing you guys the latest chapter review for Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 204, entitled Blood and Oil, part 3. In all honesty, I really like this chapter because Choso does above and beyond what nobody seemingly expected of him. Nobody expected. People are disappointed that he didn't get a domain expansion. I'm a little disappointed in that too. I thought that this was the moment he unlocks a domain expansion. And that would have forced, of course, Kenjaku to do something, right? I mean, even he can't. As powerful as Kenjaku is, especially in Geto's body, he is not able to just, wave off a domain expansion like it's nothing. And not from a dude of Choso's level. Choso has been very impressive in these... in this fight, and remember, he's fighting he's fighting the main villain. So regardless where you want to power scale Choso at, it's easily I don't even think it's debatable that Kenjaku is in the top 5, right? Kenjaku is definitely in the top 5 strongest characters we've seen in the series. He's the main villain, for God's sakes. Or if you want to look another way, he's right there in the tier with the best. Whoever you want to consider the best, of course, Gojo's got to be up there. But whoever you consider the best, Kenjaku is right up there in that tier with them. Where you want to put them, but leave that to the power scalers who try to apply real-world physics to manga. Let them debate that shit. What I'm going to say right here is that Choso has been nothing but impressive against someone who is clearly out of his league. And I don't think that's even debatable. I like Choso. I like Choso more than I like Kenjaku. But it doesn't mean that Choso can beat Kenjaku. That's just not the case, right? So there's this really nice moment with, of course, the brothers, doing their thing. It's like, go forth, big brother sort of idea and stuff. And this makes so much sense now. I think I brought this up last chapter or something. Somebody brought this up, that the reason that Yuji, like Todo and Yuji, I never made the connection before, and I forget who brought this up, so I apologize. But somebody remarked something that just makes so much sense now. Kenjaku is basically, Yuji is their, half brother. He legitimately is, because Kenjaku is the Death Moon Painting is their father, and Kenjaku is also Yuji's mother. So he is literally a half brother. I think I was overshadowed because of the Todo stuff. Not that I mind the Todo stuff, but that sort of made you go, okay, what's with this everyone thinking that Yuji's his brother when they have this connection sort of idea? Maybe that spells something special for Todo, I don't know. But because of the Todo stuff happened first, and he was like, and he was picturing this whole idea where they were brothers in high school and stuff. When Choso did it, it felt like, we're doing that again. I never made the connection until somebody pointed it out. And last chapter, the chapter before, and that makes so much sense. Yuji is legitimately his half-brother. So, there's no question anymore. And I never made that connection. So thank you very much, because that just makes so much more sense. This isn't a delusion anymore, Choso, because we've questioned it. Like Todo, is this just a really brother, a brotherly bond? It goes beyond blood and all that stuff. No, they are literally related. So I'm like, okay, this is making a lot more sense. It's a lot cooler now. Choso's not fucking bakek. He feels the connection because the connection is actually there. So, then Choso decides, he's doing piercing blood again, and Kenjaku's, of course, talking his trash, making fun of him, while he's still using a lot of skill. You gotta tell, Choso is doing massive destruction here. It's a very well done choreographed fight. I like how Choso has lost the very, the Sailor Moon look to his hair sort of idea, the meatball head sort of look, and he's got all his hair, it's off the bands and stuff. He looks so much more badass. Ironically, being the other Yuji brother, he's looking quite a bit like Todo. He's got the build, he's got no shirt on, he's got the hair, and he's like, and he's rushing forward to punch a dude in the face. He's actually looking more like Todo than anybody else. He seemingly is utilizing the abilities of his brothers and stuff like that. Which I find that's really cool. If we weren't going to get a domain, at least he's sort of reimagining, utilizing. Kenjaku calls it an imitation, but still an imitation that seemingly is working, because he seems to be somewhat putting him on the ropes to a degree. Of course, he's still got these souped up grade 2 spirits, or grade whatever spirits they are, and Kenjaku has souped them up. So very difficult for power scalers, I imagine, to try to power scale these guys. You know, like, I'm not sure how you would power scale that, right? Because he says he's infused them, but how much, right? Like, how far has he infused them? So there's definitely that. And then Kenjaku, of course, is just sitting on a tree branch like he's goddamn, you know, like Rafiki and the Lion King. He's just still doing his shit talking. Tells him that he's not affected because he's a parent of the blood, so he's not affected by the blood and any of the poison in the blood, so there's no point to any of these attacks, and he just keeps fucking attacking. We get a beautiful double page spread where he managed to grab Kenjaku, shocking him, drops him to the ground, and fucking slams his fist right in the motherfucker's face. But no, of course, Kenjaku is still quick enough to put up a block, another cursed spirit that is destroyed by the fist, but still can't seemingly land a clean blow on Kenjaku. And this is where he ends up using some type of, like, they say he's tracking is just a canal, and it's below his, like, it's below his notice, like, that nothing you are doing is going to fucking work, right? Nothing you do is going to goddamn work. And then this guy is just like, no, I'm going to supernova you right here. There's no way you can dodge this sort of idea. Boom, supernova, and then all of a sudden, nope. He does something. We don't know what it is. It's seemingly like because everything around him, other than the platform he was on, everything around him, all of a sudden, it was like Gaara's sand or Senbon Zakura. Everything around him in this small radius just got ripped to shreds, and everything got nullified and dropped. So is it some type of, space manipulation, the space around him to a limited degree? Is it like Senbon Zakura and we can't see it yet? We can't perceive it? Is it something like gravity? Like, did he force all the gravity? But I don't know how gravity magic would have prevented. It seemed to me more of a barrier, more of a shield technique. Because he didn't actually stop the explosions. The explosions still happen. The supernovas still sort of happen, but it seems like their radius changed and they were like dropped and stuff. So I'm very curious. We don't actually find out this chapter, but I'll be intrigued to figure it out. So Choso is, of course, very shocked, but then realized that he succeeded where nobody thought he would. And a lot of readers did not think he would, and I had some faith. I had faith in Choso that he was going to do something. Kenjaku's coming in way too cocky, and he even states it. You finally used it. Something other than cursed spirit manipulation, fucker. So he did force him, and Kenjaku's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Like, so Kenjaku's not, he's sore at himself because he's like, oh shit, I keep talking trash, and look, this fucker made me do something I said I wasn't going to do. Fuck, so he's not happy. And, but this is where Yuki finally makes her appearance at the end of the chapter and calls Choso Oni-chan. It sort of works, like, you could argue it's a little cringe, but I like that she shows up after once he's done what nobody thought he could do, and then he does it, and then she steps in. I might be an only child, but you're damn awesome, Oni-chan. And just shows up with this cursed spirit behind her. She's looking badass. She's wearing like these track cargo pants, and she's just looking fierce. She's ready for war, and we're going to be incredibly interested to see what she manages to do in this next chapter, in chapter 205. I'm looking forward to it. This is quite a good chapter. I like the chapter, but I think Choso's pretty much done everything he's going to be able to do. It's time to tag out, and it's Yuki's turn to shine. So, anyways, man, it got really dark in here all of a sudden. I apologize for the lighting, guys, but I'm not going to re-record this. So, anyways, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe as always, and don't forget to, hit all the share buttons and all that stuff. Don't forget Movember. It's still Movember and stuff. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the reviews, and we will see you back here next time. Have a good one. Bye-bye.